All right, so here's the deal. Life's a wild ride, right? Full of twists, turns, and detours you never saw coming. And sometimes that journey takes you down roads less traveled, roads that don't have a map because they've never been charted before. Well, that's the path we chose to walk, not the straight and narrow, not the well-lit easy street, but the one that runs through the heart of this crazy thing called life. Our story, it's not polished. And it sure as hell ain't perfect, but it's real. Born from back roads and mistakes, from laughter and loss, from heavy riffs and outlaw chords. That's the fuel that's carried us from where we were to where we stand today. We started rough and raw. No big studio lights, no million-dollar label. Just a man with stories that needed out, songs that were sometimes too heavy for country, too dusty for metal, too blunt for pop. But that's where the fire came from. The need to break boxes, to shatter those barriers and carve our own path. We wrote about the places we grew up, the back alleys of Crossfield and the Alberta skies. About hitchhiking west, chasing riffs through Vancouver, Revelstoke and beyond. About the hands that raised sons, the sisters and mothers who left holes in the heart and the weight of faith that didn't always feel holy. These weren't just songs. They were confessions dressed in guitar strings and sung with a voice that cracked because it was real. As the years rolled on, the sound grew teeth. Country roots met the bite of thrash metal. A Telecaster twang collided with Slayer-style riffage. It wasn't one lane, it was all lanes, because that's what life is. One day, it's harmonica by the fire. The next, it's distorted rage that feels like survival. And parody, yeah. That's stitched in, too, because you can't sing about pain without laughing at the madness of the world. From the chaos of banana pants to the anthems about bodily functions, we found humor in the cracks. The comedy that keeps you from cracking under pressure. The kind of laughter that echoes in the darkness. Parody wasn't a side note. It was part of the Outlaw code. If you can't laugh at yourself, you don't belong in this camp. Through it all, we held on to the grit. The unfiltered essence of who we are. Our sound became its own beast, not the polished Nashville shine, not the LA industry gloss, but more like a rusted blade with sparks flying, a voice that cracks because it's lived, lyrics that cut because they're true. Where are we now? Standing taller than ever, with songs streaming worldwide, with art that pushes buttons and merch that paints stories. With anthems like Crossfield Home carrying small towns on its back, and outlaw ballads that honor fathers, and metal sermons that tear into the digital machine. But this ain't the finish line. This is just the trail we're on. Every parody, every outlaw hymn, every riff, and every roar, they're bricks in the road to somewhere bigger, somewhere real. Dano West isn't just a name, it's a movement. A reminder that country can rage, that metal can cry, that humor belongs beside heartbreak, and that every song is a story waiting to be heard. So if you've been here since the first outlaw note, you already know the grit. If you're just joining us now, saddle up. You'll get the parody, the pain, the laughter, the loss, the outlaw truth. This ain't background music. This is a 4-minute firebrand sermon of where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. And the story's still being written. Now crank it up, sing along, and hold on tight because the ride's just getting started. We got new music dropping soon, and trust me, you won't want to miss this. Until then, keep an eye out for us. We never know when or where we might show up. But when we do, it's going to be a night you won't forget. So spread the word, grab your boots and your denim, and get ready to raise hell. See you soon.